Adam Nip here with Pat Sobeski. It's Webchat with the Mayor here on the second day of April, so no jokes to pull today, Pat. Wanted to talk about this open-air burning bylaw that the fire department's bringing forward on Thursday night. And is this really necessary, I guess?
Well, we had presentations in the past of people who have issues with open-air burning next door. And the concern, it fell under the jurisdiction of the fire department under the fire code. They would have to go out and inspect a property to make sure that they weren't having their fire close to a building. So there was all those particular requirements. And so the fire department's been looking at having a bylaw which puts a little more force into what they're doing. I mean, we all know the stories of, well, have a big bonfire and wrap up some potatoes in tin foil, throw them in the fire, and therefore you're complying because you're cooking food. So what the fire department's done is they've looked around at what other departments are doing, and there was almost 1,300 permits issued last year or visits. So what's being proposed is a fee of $50 to receive a open air permit, and then it would be renewed each year after that for $30. And there'd be regulations, there'd be fines if you're then caught without having a permit. The fine, I believe, is $50. If you don't follow the rules within the permit, it's $75. And if you're caught again and again, the fine, I believe, is suggested is $400. So it escalates. But the intent is to put control into it. Most people who have it are respectful of their neighbors when the wind is blowing. So there's certain times when there's smog alerts and that. Again, 90% of the people are very responsible with their open air, but you always have those that cause some difficulties.
I guess the concern from the public, why would we need an annual fee to keep coming back and taking money year after year if you're only having, 2, 3, 5 bonfires a year?
Well, again, that's something that we'll see how it goes. I'm sure with a $50 permit for those families that have 1 or 2 fires a year,
might not be doing it.
They might not be doing it, and the fine if you're caught is the same as buying. So I don't think we should be naive to think that everybody's going to get it. I think in the city of Kitchener they have a restriction that you can have only 5 a year. So it's a difficult thing. It will be enforced not by the bylaw officer but by the fire department themselves. So that's one of the other requests that they have, is that they be designated to be able to issue these bylaw fines.
Very good. The Harvey Woods building, there's been some appeals against the zone change that the city and county made on that. As many as 3 appeals have come forward. Have you seen those at all? Do you know what the nature of the appeals are?
Well, I'm aware of the 3. Yeah. One is, I don't know if it has any real planning merits to it, but there was an objection filed. And I believe the other 2 are ones where the issues can be dealt with in the site planning that will take place down the road. And my guess was that they just filed the OMB appeal to make sure that what they'd like to see in the site plan goes into the site plan. But council on Thursday, regardless, will indicate that we're pleased with the decision. We're satisfied with the decision we made 6 weeks ago to approve the zoning, to recommend to county council the official plan amendments. And so city council will be saying, regardless, we'll be prepared to go to the OMB to defend those decisions.
Okay, very good. I wanted to talk about as well the implementation of the downtown design study. That's coming forward on Thursday night as well. And what is that about?
Well, this is again, the planning department has taken a long-term look at downtowns. They're working on one in Tilsonburg and Ingersoll also. And so what it is, it's no different than the strategic planning exercise we went through. It's a strategic plan for your urban downtowns. And so what it concerns, it looks at things such as pedestrian flow. It's concerned about the issue of getting residential a component in your downtown. Parking is always an issue, and so defining how parking works. For example, if you open up a store on Dundas Street, there's an expectation that you don't have to provide parking because it's impossible. So therefore, the city will provide the parking for you, and also gets into the height of buildings. And so those are sort of the planning elements that are on a chalkboard, for lack of a better word. And so when you take a look at the map where the Children's Aid Society building is going, it's in the entrepreneurial district, as we call it. You could build, the recommendation is buildings could be as tall as 8 stories in that area. As you move closer to the downtown, it's 6 stories, and maybe right on Dundas Street itself, it might be a 4-story limit. So these are just plans that are on the chalkboard for people to have a look at, to get a sense as to what your downtown should look at. But again, it's trying to address those particular issues.
Very good. Want to talk some baseball, too, because I understand that you're going to opening day tonight.
I'm on my way down to opening day.
That's exciting.
It is exciting because this is the first time. I've been buying J tickets now for about 7-8 years, but this is the first time I'm attending an opening day. And, of course, I got excited because of all the trades and all the excitement that's been created. So,
they look good.
So it's so on paper they look pretty good. So I'll be down actually just scouting out the facility because May the 4th, the city of Woodstock is going down to watch Seattle play. The deadline for buying those tickets is this week. One would contact Brad Jansen out at the Community Complex Center. But right now I believe ticket sales for that are about 800. And so there'll be quite a contingent going down from Woodstock to support the Jays on that particular day.
And it's a great deal, those tickets, right?
Accordingly to Brad, I mean, the train is sold out. We like to go down on the train, but there are buses available. It is a substantial savings once you work in the transportation costs, the ticket discounts, the free admission to the Hockey Hall of Fame. So it is a good package.
Excellent. May the 4th is the deadline for Woodstock Day at Rogers Centre. So we'll look forward to seeing you there and enjoy the game tonight.
I will.
All right, Adam Knipp and Pat Sobeski, Web Chat with the Mayor.